Hey guys, welcome to VapeScape UK. I am Dazza78. Today we're going to be doing a little revisit and a review on the Davinci IQ. That right? I'm listening to too much Wu-Tang. Okay guys, so we're here today because Davinci have brought out a limited edition Olive IQ. That in itself doesn't completely warrant a whole new review and a revisit, but there are some differences between this unit and these units. So this is the new Davinci IQ in olive with the stem mouthpiece. Of course you get a flat mouthpiece with it. Well, it will look exactly like that and you hit it like this. I prefer the stem mouthpiece and you hit it like this. Okay, let's crack this on and here we go. So that is on. So let's talk quickly about what the Davinci IQ is. It's a pocket-sized conduction vape. So I'm just getting this to the temperature I like. There we go, 380. It's a pocket-sized conduction vaporizer. You load your herb in the bottom here. It holds about a 0.3. Your vapor will travel up through a ceramic zirconia mouthpiece, through a ceramic zirconia chamber, up through the ceramic zirconia mouthpiece. The ceramic zirconia is very, very good. It's got the properties of ceramic, but with the strength of steel. It's known as ceramic steel. It's also very good at keeping the heat away from your lips. So even though the machine is warming up and it gets hot, that's up to temperature now very, very quickly, the mouthpiece never gets hot. So let's take a draw. I think as a pocket-sized conduction vape, the flavour on this is unrivaled. Unrivaled. I think the nuances and the subtle little flavours you can pick up through the zirconia is really fantastic for a conduction vape. It's mind-blowing. This little vape runs off of one 18650 battery, which you can charge and use at the same time. I never do. Anything 18650 goes in an external charger. So they're running the same way. You would pack your oven in there and you will get some staining in the ceramic. It's the nature of the beast. It then travels up through this little thing here. That's called the flavour chamber. Let me just pop that out and I can show you because it's the same on both vapes. So that's the flavour chamber. So that's sitting just above the oven here. The vapour comes up through this, through the ceramic mouthpiece. You can pop this cap off. You can put more herb in there if you want, as long as it's not ground up. It will capture the reclaim and it's supposed to infuse the vapour. I don't put anything in there. I find it messes with the draw resistancy. Now you do get a little bit of build up on the bottom of that, and which transfers onto the back of the oven. I don't think you can just barely make out the bottom of the oven. Tapered Q-tip or a tapered brush, clean all that up, and you have to clean inside the oven as well. As I showed you, it's got a little loading bay where you can just dump your herb and push it in. It takes about a 0.3, but there are oven spaces available. I like to use the stem mouthpiece, even when I'm not using a water pipe. I just prefer to hit on it that way. It's got a temperature range up to 430 in Fahrenheit. It's got smart paths, which basically means, and the smart paths are customizable with the app, but the smart path, that's me. The smart path basically means this. You set your starting temperature, you start your ending temperature, you set your session duration and every temperature you want to hit in between. So you get to where you want to go without having to manually up your temperatures. Which is good. I've got it on direct heat, on direct temperature, so I can dial in to the degree. It goes in degrees by 1 degree, where exactly I want to be, and then I can use these little buttons on the side to go up and down. This button here, let me turn this one on so I can show you. So I've got that on temperatures, so it shows you on the LED that there's actually a temperature being displayed. It's 380. On this one, you will see it's got 4 squares. So that's telling you it's on Smart Path 4, Smart Path 3, 2, want, etc. And you can customize those to how you want it, each of them, and you can give them names. And it's also got something called boost mode. So if you're vaping at 350 and you want to go up really quickly, you just hold this top button there and it's going to start ramping up really, really quickly. And you can hit as that's happening, or you can wait till it gets to where you want it to be and then you can hit. And when you take your finger off, you can see it starts dropping straight back down again. And that's the boost mode, which again, it's not something that I use. I like to use it the way I use it, but it's still a good feature. So you may have noticed that the lights on this are also green and the lights on this are white. That's not the only difference. It's not the only difference. So everything you get in the box is the same. Well, we're going to come to a little quick difference here. So accessories pack here. You'll have your USB charger. You'll have, in this one, you get about 8 alcohol wipes. You get one of these little Davinci packing tools, which has the pick in the middle. You get a tapered brush, and you get the extended mouthpiece, and you get a carry can. Now with a Davinci, when you get the carry can, if you get the black Davinci, you get the black can, which looks like this. You get the limited edition one, you get the can that looks like this. These aren't big changes, but they're changes, so I'll tell you. This one, it unscrews at the bottom, and there's a lot of threads to get into that. So they're little improvements, they're refinements and improvements. This one opens from the top, and it's one set of threads to get into your herb. So you're not really mucking around. So that is a difference. The next difference I noticed was when I switched it on. People have said that the haptic feedback on this, because this vape does have haptic feedback, it vibrates to give you information whether or not it's at temperature, it's switching off, there's different vibrations. When you get it at first, you'll hear, that's quite a shrill vibration. When you do this one, it's muted. Even the vibration in your hand is muted and the audible is muted. It's nowhere near as aggressive, angry or shrill. So again, another improvement. Because a lot of people just thought that was a little tad, just a bit too aggressive. This one is much nicer. They change stickers. I know it's not a big thing, but if you like stickers, you get a different one with this one. But now we're coming on to the more noticeable differences. The extended mouthpiece. On the old one, it's got a very flat machine surface to it. Can you see? And on the new one, it's got a much thinner, polished, rounded edge. And I think that's because some people were having a lot of spittle collect on here and it was a bit crusty. And just the flat machine edge bothered some people. It never bothered me, but it did bother some people. The new mouthpiece is also longer. It's a longer mouthpiece, and it's got more of a taper to it, much more of a taper to it. And I'll tell you how I noticed. When you dump one of the old mouthpieces into a water pipe, it leaves you with about about 6-7 mils that sticks out. So when you sit an IQ in it, where it seals on the neck of the mouthpiece is about there, and you can actually see where it seals. When you dump the new one in, you see it goes all the way up the neck. Now there's no difference, in all honesty, to the chug. Let's just lovely. I've done that over and over and over again, and I can't find a difference. So it doesn't seem to matter where it seals on the actual stem. you still get a good seal, and it doesn't seem to bother it. So they haven't just brought out an IQ that's a different colour with a different set of LEDs. There are some other differences as well. Now, I was sessioning with this last night when I made the original video. And the thing that I noticed the most was these machines can run warm. They do. It doesn't bother me because it's a very tiny vape, and I remember the old school Grencos that used to really run hot. So this, to me, I can still hold it. Some people who've got a bigger sensitivity, they don't like it. It says it runs too hot. There's even a very clever guy called Mike who's actually got a little system that you can actually put a cover on your IQ. I'll see if I can link that up at the bottom as well. I believe it's 3D Designs. We've been talking about him on a forum recently. He creates some interesting little bits and pieces. So you can get one of those. I find the first session's fine. The second session, it does run a bit warm if you extend it. What's really important for me is this one, after 2 sessions on this one, it's about the same temperature. The body is about the same temperature as 1 session on this one. Now, I've seen one of these completely stripped back and back engineered, and I thought they did a damn good job insulating and isolating. Insulating the electrics and isolating the vapor path. And I thought they couldn't have done it any better, but they've obviously done something different with this one. I don't know what, but it doesn't get anywhere near as hot. Nowhere near as hot. 2 sessions on this. Temperature of the body is like 1 session on this. It's really, really clever. I don't know what they've done, but whatever they've done, they're obviously got their, well, Davinci, come on, they should be geniuses, but they've got their thinking hats on. Hopefully they look like these. And they've obviously been thinking about how to improve an already really good vape. I find the production on this and the flavour on this is so good. I'm still vaping it at 380. With other vapes, I may have pushed that up to 395 by now, or up 1 setting if you can't go in by the degree. But I find the flavour on this is so good, and the production of vapour is so good, I can leave it at 380 for a 10-minute session. Now, I may eventually decide to push it up, but what I normally do is this. You can see you can take any sort of puff. There'll always be vapour waiting for you. You can sip it or take long pulls. Really, really good vape. But what I like to do is vape it for 10 minutes on a setting, but through the mouthpiece. When that 10 minutes is up, while it's still warm, I get in, I have a little stir, because at 380, the bud in here, when I finish, will still be green and blonde. There'll be a mixture of both. So after a 10-minute session, vaping, I then invert it to one of my water pipes, and I just finish off whatever's in the chamber, get that fully extracted through a water pipe. You still get really great flavour. In fact, on not many vapes, I like the temperature on high flavours on this. On other vapes, I like it at around 370, 365, 370, up to 390. On this one, I start at 380 and I go to 430. So that would normally buzz off in a minute to tell you, that it's finished, the heater will turn off after 10 minutes. I then go straight in with the Davinci tool. Stir and straight back in, and I'll show you that even after vaping this herb for 10 minutes, I'll still get cans so thick of vapor in here, you won't be able to see the red, you won't see the grey, and you won't even see my wedding band behind this can, because this will produce so much vapor off of a 0.3 for like 20 minutes. So yes, it does take an average to a decent amount of herb, but if you use it correctly, you're going to get more than your money's worth out of that herb, because if you was putting it in a bong or in a joint or a blunt, you're not going to get the same amount of use out of a 0.3 than you will out of this vape. This has got a 10-year warranty on it. So there's obviously confidence in their product that they've put a 10-year warranty on it. They're not expecting a huge amount of them to come back. There has been a few issues with the magnet under here. They should have sorted that out with this new batch, and if not, you've got the 10-year warranty. They've got a service centre in Las Vegas, they've got a service centre in Spain, so whether you're in Europe or the Americas, I'm not sure about Asia or Africa, but in Europe and in the States, you're covered for distance. I've been dealing with customer service recently. There were some issues in the past with Davinci customer service. I've been saying for a while they made an effort to bring it up. I've been dealing with them quite closely recently, and I can say the standard has gone up, and they really are trying. Obviously there's always issues with anything, but on the whole they are really trying. And what I would say to you is talk to forum members, go on forums, go on Vape Life, go on Fuck Combustion, go on Planet of the Vapes. They normally have a representative on them sites that interacts daily, so you may get a better response from them than you might at customer service. And if you go onto these forums, there's normally users there that can point you in the right direction. But the customer service has gotten very, very good. Definitely better than some. The flavour coming through this, when you consider the size of this vape, is unbelievable. I think, I don't know what else to say. I honestly think this is portable conduction vaporizing at its finest. It really is. It's a high-end vaporizer, and yeah, it's expensive, but sometimes you get what you pay for, sometimes you don't. But it's got a lot of features. Let me just click that off. Let me show you this bud. And then I go in, stir it up. And then when you put it back in, don't tamp it. Just straight back in, then close it. Back on, and up to 430 in a water pipe. And it's a 10mm adapter, so you're probably going to need to get a glass extender on that. That's the 10 to 14. It sits on it like that. But I don't think there's much else to say about this vape other than it's a great piece of kit. It's a very, 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 very high-end powerhouse, an absolute powerhouse. I'm going to carry on getting hits like that for the next 10 minutes. But this is the limited edition IQ. I don't know if these changes are rolling out all across the board or if it is just for this. But either way, this is available, so you can pick one of these up. It's going to run you $274. I don't know what it's going to transfer to into euros or pounds just yet. There may be a difference. But if you're looking for a high-end portable vaporizer, great little session vape. If you're having a solo sesh, I like to use this if I'm sitting down to watch a fight or something. I get my water piece, I'll get the IQ, I'll have a 10-minute session, stir, and I'll go at it through a pipe. And it really prolongs your session, your enjoyment. The first hit this gives you after you re-stir and repack it and have it at 430, whether it's through the mouthpiece or through a water piece, the first few hits you get has a very certain flavour on this vape, and I really enjoy it. I look forward to getting those first few hits at 430 after I repack. Normally you'd just be finishing off a bowl and you'd be like, yeah, just finishing it off. This one I actually look forward to the stir and getting those first few hits in because it's really nice. People, I hope that you like the video. I hope that you like the new Davinci IQ as much as I do, because it is an improvement. It's not just a reissue with a new colour. If you like the videos, please like the videos. Please subscribe to the channels. I'm going to take one more hit. I'm going to say shine on, and I will see you down the road. Take care, guys.